Welcome back to the Marnie Blick tapes, the crime podcast that follows the many cases of the brilliant private investigator Marnie Blick, who was active during the mid-90s to late 2000s.
Now, the reason we're able to give you such detailed information on each case is because of Marnie's condition. She was paralyzed from the waist down and had to do her detective work by sending her assistant, Finn Graham, to do the field work in person. And due to her situation, she kept logs of everything, including tapes, phone calls, recordings, and notes.
And that is what you'll be listening to. Edited versions of the recordings mixed with narration that details the in-between.
So today's case is a little different from the other cases we've come across, because in this case, instead of finding someone guilty, Marnie must prove someone's innocence. In the case we've named, the troubling trial of Henry Watts.
Hi, Ms. Blick. This is Henry Watts. You don't know me, but I need your help. I was wrongfully arrested for murder. I'm only 17, and I'm in my last year of high school. I can't trust my lawyer, and my family doesn't have the money to afford a real one. My mom told me about you and how you take on cases for free sometimes, and look, I don't have any other options. I don't want to be here. I'm innocent. Just please help me. Thank you. My lawyer's number is 67863, and my home phone number is 404. Thank you.
This is the voicemail that Marnie received at 3:12 p.m. on January 3rd, 1997.
Marnie called him back within 2 hours. In the time between the initial call and her call back, we believe she had already done some research on the case, as well as a background check on Henry.
I know it doesn't look good, but I swear I could never do anything like that. I've never been in a fight like it was just like I was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
No, it doesn't look good, but we will find the truth. So why were you in the church at...
Henry was found hiding in a broom closet at 2 a.m. on Sunday, November 3rd, 1996, after an anonymous call reported suspicious activity when a car was parked outside of this church. And when the police arrived and searched the car, they found a bloody rock in the back seat. After examining the vehicle further, they found a body stuffed in the trunk of the car. The body of Jennifer Campbell, the daughter of this church's pastor, and Henry Watts' classmate.
You broke into your church to play piano?
Yes.
Henry, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to explain further. This isn't giving me that much.
There's no piano at that school, and the only one I know of is that church, so I've been breaking in on Saturdays because they leave the piano unlocked for Sunday service. The piano lid.
So you've been breaking in and playing the piano on Saturdays. For how long?
Like 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 now.
You know that's illegal.
Yeah, but I wasn't hurting anyone, and I didn't break anything to get in.
Did you have the key?
No, there's like a window, okay, like one of those church windows that's in the bathroom, a window. I would just leave it unlocked. No one checks it, I guess.
Did you tell anyone about it?
No, of course not.
Henry Watts was the youngest of 3 brothers. His family lived in Grove Park, an area deemed to be unsafe. When listening to the recordings of Henry, this didn't affect him. He was a hard worker and very positive.
Grove Park's crime rate was used to push the narrative that Henry was accustomed to an environment that spawned violent crimes. With this in mind, the idea of Henry murdering someone would be more believable to a jury, despite him having a clean record.
This was the overall story that the prosecution had created for the jury. Since Henry had a clean record, they had to use anything they could find that involved criminal activity to get a conviction.
So, did you know Jennifer?
Yeah, we were in chemistry together.
You went to the same high school?
Yes.
Were you 2 friends?
I mean, I don't know.
Did you ever have any sort of romantic relationship with her?
No. Jennifer didn't date anyone, and no one tried to either.
Why is that?
Because she's a Campbell.
Jennifer Campbell was the daughter of Leonard and Vivian Campbell. They ran the most popular church in South Atlanta. Basically, if you were Christian and black and you lived in a 20-mile radius, this is the church she'd attend. Marnie had repeatedly tried to get in contact with Jennifer's parents, but they both refused to speak to her or to Finn.
Unlike Henry, Jennifer grew up wealthy, and she was the oldest daughter of two. She was either first or second in her class as far as GPA and credits go, and that's in a high school of about 3,500 kids on average.
But I just love the piano. And the one they have there is amazing.
Okay.
But no, I promise you, we barely talk to each other. Like I know her a little bit, but I don't know her too.
So no tension between you and her?
No, I promise.
Because it will come up, and if there is, your lawyer needs to know and needs to be aware so he knows what to defend against.
Okay, but no, I promise. I'd never seen her outside of church and school.
All right, then what about her family? Can you tell me about them?
I don't know that much. I just know her dad is... I just know him as the pastor. Actually, her mom is very nice. She's always doing little bake sales, and she helps out with school and stuff.
This lines up with other interviews. Her teachers, her classmates, they all say Jennifer didn't have much of a social life outside of school and church. And despite being very pretty, no one Finn or Marnie spoke to had any knowledge of her dating anyone. By this time, Finn had flown out and begun his in-person investigation.
Here's Jennifer Hunt, a fellow soccer teammate of Jennifer Campbell. They were the two Jennifers of the high school soccer team. Hunt was known as Jenny, and Campbell was known as Jay.
Jay never dated anyone. Well, not at this high school.
I see.
Yeah, because I've invited her to parties and stuff, but she's always said no. She's just like that, you know?
Did she get along with everyone? Did you ever hear about anyone disliking her?
With Jay?
Yeah.
Nah, no way. She's kind of a goody two-shoes. But she was cool. Like she wouldn't snitch, but she wouldn't drink or smoke or anything like that either.
Marnie had Finn drive to the South Atlanta church. This is the church run by the Campbells, and where Jennifer's body was found. Finn has just finished a self-tour of the establishment and calls Marnie.
I'm actually standing in the parking spot where Jennifer was parked.
Okay, what's the layout of the place?
Okay, well, it's very well kept. It's on a hill, so there are some steps up to the front. Once inside, there's a wall in the middle that splits the entrance, so you can enter the building either to the left or to the right.
Were there bathrooms to the right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, start walking to the entrance.
Okay.
And the piano is in the main room, on the main stage.
Yeah. It just to the left, yeah.
Okay, so Henry said that there was a small window that he slipped through to get into the church. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's a wall. I'd have to climb over to check.
Can you do it?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then.
Out of shape. Okay. I'm over. I'm here.
Nice, okay. Now, just look around for a small window. Anywhere.
Okay, yeah, I think I found it.
Does it lead to the bathroom?
It sure does.
And do you think you could fit through it?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be easier if I was taller.
Okay, that checks out. Thanks.
Okay, is there anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Then I should head over to the school again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you should be back at the school in about an hour. So you can relax until then.
Alrighty. Yeah, I might as well just go now.
Is it far from there?
No, it's like 20 minutes, I think.
Okay, we'll have to drive in.
The car that Jennifer's body was found in was in fact her own. It was a blue Acura Integra. The only items found in the car was an empty McDonald's bag, her backpack, some rather risque clothing, and the murder weapon, the bloody rock. Besides the stone, The clothes stood out, especially considering the narrative that was being told by her colleagues. Here's Jenny again.
How did Jennifer dress normally?
Jay, she dressed pretty normal.
No short skirts or high heels?
Oh, no, definitely not. Like, no, at the most she'd wear a tank top or something like that.
So pretty conservative.
Yeah, Jay's a cool girl, but she didn't dress it.
According to Jenny and those close to Jennifer, the clothes found in her car just didn't seem to line up. And if they weren't her clothes, then whose clothes were they? Here's a call between Marnie and Finn.
Yes.
Just got off the phone with Henry's lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why he felt the need for a second mind on this.
Oh, he's that bad, huh?
He may be a competent lawyer, but I mean, he's a public defender.
Mm-hmm. For sure. What do you say?
He believes Henry's innocent.
That's great.
Yes, so he's going to cooperate with us. Any info we have, we're going to fax over to him. Do you have something to write this number down?
I do. It's right here. Hold on there.
Okay, his number is 569. Got it?
Yeah, great. Did you mention anything irregular, or why does he think that Henry's innocent?
Well, he hasn't been able to find a motive. They have no record of being anything more than classmates.
Yeah.
And even as classmates, they barely interacted.
Okay.
He also talked about the rock in the back seat.
Right, that is strange.
Exactly.
The rock they're speaking about is the one found in the backseat of Jennifer's car. After getting the anonymous call, 2 police officers were sent to check on the parked car. The officers approached the vehicle to find it empty, but while looking through the window, one of them spotted the bloody stone. They immediately called for backup and then opened the car to find Jennifer hidden in the trunk. After further analysis, the police did find out that the blood on the rock was Jennifer's, and the cause of death was a combination of head trauma and severe blood loss. But that leaves the question: why would the murderer forget to hide the murder weapon? They had enough sense to put the body in the trunk. And another oddity was the fact that the car was unlocked. If Henry did in fact kill Jennifer, then why would he be at the church? Why would he leave it unlocked? Why leave a bloody rock in the back for anyone to see?
As Marnie helped to build Henry's defense, there were 2 pieces of evidence that seemed damning. One was Henry's location. Henry claimed that he was at the church because he broke in every Saturday to play the grand piano there. While looking through the collection of binders revolving around this case, we did find a forensics report. There were 2 pairs of prints found on the piano. The first was Jesse Bellows's, the church pianist, and the second was Henry Watts's. Why would Henry's be there? It seemed bizarre for a kid to stop and play the piano after having committed a murder. But the second piece of evidence, the other damning piece, was what was found in Jennifer's backpack. Besides the skimpy clothing, the police found schoolwork, tampons, some loose change, and a folded piece of paper. And on that paper were 2 numbers, one of which belonged to Henry Watts.
Hi, it's Marnie.
Hey, Marty, how's it going?
We're working hard over here, getting closer and closer to the truth. But how's everything with you? Are they treating you well?
It's not that bad. It's just, I'm just a little worried about the trial.
Don't be.
But I've been talking to folks, and look, they say innocent people get convicted all the time. I can't stay in here.
I understand. I do. The best thing you can do is be honest with me. I believe in my abilities.
And I do too. I'm sorry. Oh man, it's just scary. I'm sorry.
No, we'll get you out of this. That's why it's important to ask these questions.
Right. Okay. So, what's going on?
Okay. The good news is we found your fingerprints on the piano, proving that you did in fact play the piano.
Yes. See, I told you. So, does that mean I have an alibi?
It proves that you played the piano. It doesn't show what time.
Oh.
But it's good news regardless. It helps the case. However, I was confused when I found out that your school has a piano.
It has a keyboard.
Well, if they have a keyboard, why wouldn't you play there? Why did you break into the church?
I didn't want to be in that band. Like, they don't want to play the music I like, and I don't want to play with anybody else.
You'd be more willing to commit a crime than play with some classmates?
Okay, I can see how that doesn't add up. It could be because, look, the band is lame.
Oh.
I know it sounds bad, but it's the truth. And I know it's not supposed to matter, but popularity is real in high school.
That actually makes more sense to me.
And it's just different. Playing on a keyboard versus, like, playing a real grand piano is so different. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I just don't like that kind of music.
Which do you like?
I don't know, like the regular big ones who wrote for piano. Chopin's my favorite of all time.
Oh, nice. Nice. One of mine, too. Okay, so I think I get that. Why do you want to play at the church?
I know that doesn't help, but I didn't think I'd be in this position either. I wouldn't do a lot of things.
What do you mean?
Like, I didn't know this could happen. I thought the only risk I was taking was breaking into a church. I didn't think it was possible that I didn't think it could lead to me being like a murder suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see. Of course. I don't think anyone could have foreseen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just needed some clarification. That was more of a subsidiary question. The real problem is that there was a note found in her bag. It had your number written on it.
Yeah, I wrote it down for her and I gave it to her after school.
Why?
We were assigned to a project together in Chem. I gave Allie my number too, Allie Henderson. We all were partners.
I see. That was probably the other number on the piece of paper.
Yeah, maybe, but when I gave it to her, it was right after school.
So then the other number would have had to be written after school as well.
Yeah, because when I wrote the number down, it was on a blank piece of paper, and I think I took it out of my binder.
Okay. Okay, great.
Marnie contacted Allison Henderson later that day, or Allie, as Henry and many of her friends called her. She confirmed that the three of them were assigned a project together, but that she had given Jennifer her number on the same day the project was assigned, on Thursday, the day before Henry wrote down his number, which left the question, who did that other number belong to?
Marnie found out it belonged to the Johnstons, Alex and Meredith Johnston, a middle-class couple that lived on the east side of Atlanta. They had been married for 2.5 years.
Hi, I'm a detective. My name is Marnie Blick, and I'm part of an investigation into a recent homicide.
Okay.
Do you know a Jennifer Campbell?
No.
Are you sure?
I think you have the wrong guy. I don't know a Jennifer Campbell.
Well, there was a note.
Do you know a Jennifer Campbell? No, you got the wrong number, I think.
This is Alex Johnston, correct? Your number's 5...
Yes, it is.
Well, this number was written down on a note and found in Jennifer's car.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't know a Jennifer.
Well, she was murdered last Saturday night, and we found your number in her backpack.
Oh, no, that's terrible, but I don't know her.
Where were you and your wife last Saturday night?
Last Saturday, I was...
Mr. Johnston?
What did Jennifer look like?
She was 5'7", African-American, curly long hair, skinny with,
Oh, no. Don't call this number again.
What's wrong?
I'm serious.
Sir, this number is the only other number found on the body of a young dead girl. If you don't talk to me, you're going to be in serious trouble.
What was your name again?
Marnie Blick.
I need to call you back.
Okay, my number's... But it would be really...
Okay, look, I think I know I think I know why she had my number. I promise I'll call you back. Just please don't call this number.
An hour passed by before Marnie got a call back.
Hello?
Hello. Is this Marnie?
Yeah.
This is Alex, the guy you just talked to.
Hello. So, I need to know what's going on.
Look, I want to help, but this can't be public.
This is a murder case, Mr. Johnston. I need to know your involvement.
Yo, Ava, look, please don't tell my wife.
What is it?
I met her.
You met Jennifer.
Yes, I think so, but that's not what she told me her name was.
Okay. Where'd you meet her?
At the kitty club, last Saturday with some work friends.
The kitty club. Is that a bar?
Kind of. It's a strip club. Jennifer was a stripper then.
Okay.
Was this true? Was this the same girl we've heard about? Was this the pastor's daughter? Was this Jennifer Campbell? Turns out the pastor's daughter had a secret life, one that involved sneaking out at night to dance and take off her clothes in front of strangers. Marnie and Finn reached out to the club, and it was true. But if she could keep this a secret, what else could she have been hiding?
All right, we're recording here. Thanks for taking the time, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like we were talking about, this is regarding the death of one of your employees, Jennifer Campbell.
Yeah. Love that girl.
I'm very sorry for what happened.
What you're hearing is a taped interview between Finn and the manager of the strip club Jennifer had been working at. He never shared his name with Finn, but told him that people just call him B. So we'll be referring to him as B as well.
Finn notes that B had a very friendly disposition. In a call with Marnie, Finn said that he was expecting someone more mob-like. He didn't even think anyone there would be willing to talk to him at all. But B is, by Finn's account, just a nice, caring guy.
We wanted to ask some questions about what Jennifer was like. Could we start there?
Sure. Well, Jennifer was here for a bit now. Maybe 5 months ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we had that much time to get to know her.
Right.
But she seemed really nice and quiet. Kept to herself for the most part. But also didn't like... She wasn't a loner or anything. Lone wolf or whatever.
Did she make friends here?
Not that I can remember, no. Not like one of those girls in particular that she hung out with more. She was still like finding her rhythm and her stuff.
Would you say she was close with anyone in particular?
Maybe Jay? She got rides with her sometimes, I think.
Got it. So did any of the girls ever go home with guys?
I mean, like, do you know any boyfriends?
Yeah, or people who came to the club.
I get it. What my girls do off the clock is none of my business. So I wouldn't know about that kind of thing. But if anyone is caught trying to solicit anything in the club, they're banned for life. Lifelong ban for that kind of thing. We take it seriously.
Got it. That's good.
The law is the law.
Yeah, that's good.
But Jennifer did. I mean, I think she did, based on... I do think she had a boyfriend.
And why would you think that?
We usually pick her up, so I'm assuming that's the boyfriend. Had a nice car, one of those very loud ones.
You don't know who he was, though, by any chance? Like, do you have a name?
No, I don't. He never came in as far as I know.
Can you describe him for me?
Yeah, black kid, probably 5'9", pretty skinny. Always was dressed well, almost formal. Just like neat and stylish, nice.
And the car?
Matte black Mustang, I think. Just nose all black. Really nice car.
All right, good. Well, that's been really helpful.
That's good. Some good news?
Oh, is it all right if I contact you with any additional questions? I'm sure might need a follow-up or if there's anything else.
Yeah, sure. Anything.
Great. Thank you. I'm in town for a few days. We try to figure all this out.
It's a shame here that security footage wasn't as prevalent as it's become now. Being able to identify the owner of that black Mustang via a license plate would have been extremely useful. We now have Marnie circling back with Henry. This would have happened shortly after Finn's conversation with B, the club manager.
How's it going?
Not great, but yeah.
Okay, well, let's keep going, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know about Jennifer having a boyfriend? Or a guy she was dating?
Nah, she didn't date.
You're sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, someone would know, and I never heard anything. I mean, we know when someone's dating and stuff like that.
She could have kept it a secret, though, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, she could.
Okay. And did you ever see a black Mustang around school? A matte black Mustang?
No, not that I can remember.
Around church, maybe?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Okay, it looks like she was dating someone who drove one of those. So if you remember anything at some point, it may help.
Wait, so you know the car, but you don't know whose car?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can ask my buddy Corey. He's gonna call me later. He might know. I'll just ask.
From school?
Yeah, he can ask around.
Okay, that's good. I'll check back with you, see if there's anything new then.
All right, sounds good.
Jennifer's funeral was coming up, so Marnie had Finn attend somewhat inconspicuously. She didn't want him to interact with her family, since they had already refused to talk to her. She didn't want to cause a scene. But she did want Finn to keep an eye out for anything potentially useful. And Finn did spot something very useful.
Black Mustang, right?
Matte black, yes.
Yep, matte black. There's one here.
Did you see whose it is?
No, the service is done now. Everyone's heading back to their cars, so I haven't had the chance to really, see
Okay,
who.
try and talk to whoever it is. Just ask for a name. Tell them you're a reporter.
This could be him. Yep, it's him. He's at the car.
Okay, call me back.
Finn called Marnie back. He tells her that the guy seemed in a hurry to leave, that his name was Liam, he didn't want to give a last name, and that he went to school with Jennifer. That's how he knew her. He rushed off before Finn could get a phone number, but he was able to remember the license plate. Marnie ran that license plate and found that the car wasn't registered to a Liam. It was registered to one Thomas Ferguson. Well older than Jennifer, it was impossible that this was a classmate of hers.
After doing some digging, Marnie found a light criminal record. He had been pinned for distributing weed 4 years ago. He also goes by Tommy. Marnie notes that this is a prime suspect, and that they'll have to find a way to interview him properly as soon as possible.
But before that, we actually have notes from another call. We're assuming this happens before Marnie's talk with Tommy, because in that one, she uses information she only appears to get from this conversation. And this call was with Jennifer's guidance counselor at school.
In Marnie's notes, we found out that Jennifer had been applying to dance programs in New York City.
She had been denied a scholarship because her family exceeded the income bracket for eligibility. The counselor told Marnie that Jennifer would often worry about being able to afford the dance schools on her own, seeing as her parents would never approve and would absolutely not agree to pay for it.
Marnie updates Finn about what she discovered from the counselor, and they both agree that they need to talk to Tommy next.
When talking to Tommy, Marnie pretends to be a local reporter, doing a piece on Jennifer's life and dreams before she died.
Hello, Mr. Ferguson?
Yes. How's it going?
Good, thanks. Did you get my message?
Yes, and sure. What do you want to know?
Yeah, so, like I said, this is a piece about Jennifer, about her life, what she was like, her dreams. Whenever something like this happens in our community, we really want to refocus the attention onto their lives, not so much their death, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's nice. That's good.
So we felt it was especially important to talk to you.
Yeah?
As far as we understand, you guys were dating?
Yeah, I mean, we were dating.
I'm really sorry for your loss.
I appreciate that.
And of course, I understand that this is that much more difficult to do. Can you tell us a little bit about how you two met?
Yeah, sure. We actually met at the library. We're both big on reading and learning and expanding our minds. We just started talking, and I mean, yeah, I guess we fell in love.
This is too much. We can actually just check back in with you at another time.
No, it's fine. I'm all right.
You sure?
Yeah, it's good. Go ahead.
Okay. So, can you tell us about her dreams, goals she had in life, like anything like that? We know she was into dance, right?
Yeah, she wanted to be a dancer, a professional dancer. That's all she wanted. Pretty much any free time she had, she practiced. And she was working on some auditions after school.
Were her parents supportive of her goals?
As far as I know, they weren't. According to what she'd tell me. I never met her parents, though.
Did she ever mention why they weren't supportive?
She said they just didn't think dancing was something, I don't know, something maybe worthwhile. Or they saw it as demeaning. Or just not something for a proper Christian girl.
Right. Mr. Campbell is a pastor, right?
Yeah. So I think she just felt like she needed to hide that from them. Which, that's also something we connected over. All right. My family really doesn't understand that either. And we had plans, or we were making plans to go to New York together. She was saving up money. I was saving up money. She was applying to schools there.
Wow.
It's strange to have all that sort of kind of disappear now.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm really sorry.
It's all right. I think it's still like a shock. For now, at least.
The boy that did it, Henry Watts, do you know him at all?
No. I had never heard of him.
So do you have any idea why he did it? Or why anyone would?
I can't think of, like, a single reason why anyone would do something to Jennifer, you know? She was like an angel. Seriously. And so, anyway, yeah, no idea.
Did anyone talk to you, by the way? Like police or investigators or anything?
No, you're the first person I've spoken to about Jennifer.
Got it. Yeah.
I don't think too many people knew we were dating anyway.
Right. Makes sense. Well, thanks for taking the time. It sounds like Jennifer really had some big dreams and...
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Again, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks, Tom.
You have my number if you need someone to talk to.
Thank you.
Call at any time. All right. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
After the conversation with Tommy, Marnie circled back with Henry. Here's that call now.
Okay, so I have a few updates.
All right, shoot.
Okay, so first of all, about that black car.
Yeah, no one knew anyone with him.
We actually found the owner. Do you know a Tommy Ferguson?
Nah, I don't think I know him.
Okay. Henry, hey, random question. When you were practicing piano, it was loud, right?
Loud, I guess, yeah.
Do you think it was loud enough to hear outside?
Yeah, I think so. It's a baby grand and a half.
All right.
Cool.
I'll check in with you tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Have a good night, Henry.
I don't know about having a good night, but you too.
We don't know what inspired that last question, but it turned out to be crucial. If there was loud piano playing going on in the middle of the night, Marnie figured there could have been a noise complaint or something along those lines called in. The area around the church was residential and otherwise seemed very quiet. When we looked into the area, it still seems like a very sleepy part of town. No nightlife, no restaurants open late, nothing really.
And sure enough, Marnie did find noise complaints. Several of them, actually. all of them on Saturday nights, in the middle of the night, right when Henry claimed he would have been practicing. Marnie had Finn make copies of them and fax them to her. 2 noise complaints in particular caught Marnie's eye. They were both called in from the same person, and both are from the night Jennifer died.
Hey, this is Marnie.
Hey, how can I help you?
I had a quick follow-up question from our last combo.
Yeah.
Here, Marnie is having one of several phone calls she had with the manager of the strip club, B. There's something she needed to clarify. She believes she's on the verge of being able to clear Henry's name.
I was wondering if you knew, or if you just remembered around what time Jennifer left the club the night she was murdered. I just need to confirm that with you again.
Yeah, got the time sheet. I mean, she was supposed to leave at 2 a.m. That was her slot. But let me check the exact time. Give me a minute.
No rush. Thanks, B.
Alright, alrighty. So Jennifer left early that night. Clocked out around 1 a.m. 1:12 to be specific. That's when she punched out.
Okay, great. Thanks for having that ready like that.
No worries. Anything new?
Still putting together some pieces, but again, thank you.
Happy to help, detective. If there's anything else, call anytime.
I will. Thank you.
So why did Marnie need to confirm the time again? Marnie had put 2 relatively simple pieces of information together. The noise complaints. One was called into authorities at 1:09 a.m. by an elderly lady named Lynn Fields. She had called numerous noise complaints on Henry's piano playing before, and so she did again on this night. The second noise complaint came in at 2:16 a.m., just over an hour later. Miss Fields, in her complaint, specifically noted that the piano playing had not stopped for even a second, and that the cops need to come do something immediately. They didn't, of course. And when they did, it was due to someone calling in the suspicious car.
But forensics determined that Jennifer died around 1:45 a.m. With Mrs. Fields' testimony that the piano playing never stopped between 1 a.m. and 2:16 a.m., it is impossible for Henry to have murdered Jennifer at the estimated time of death, while also playing piano in the rehearsal room of the church. The forensics report, combined with the noise complaints, were the final pieces of evidence we could find that Marnie submitted to Henry's defenses just 3 days before the court date. She only had 8 days to prepare, and because of that, she continued her investigation until the day of the court case.
And that's where we'll leave you today. Marnie and Finn had seemingly done everything they could for Henry Watts. Was it enough? Find out next week in part 2 of the troubling trial of Henry Watts. Thank you as always for listening to our podcast. Our viewership is growing and we love and appreciate all of your support.
If you're watching this one on YouTube, then like and subscribe or leave a comment. The more you do, the more it helps.
And for those of you listening to the podcast, please do recommend this to your friends, subscribe, or leave us a review wherever you're listening.
And if that still isn't enough, find us on Patreon. And thank you to everyone who has signed up.
As always, reach out with your feedback at themarnieblickTapes@gmail.com. And you can find us on Instagram at @AntoniusNazareth and at Nicholas M. Sato.
Editing by Nicholas Sato and Antonius Nazareth. Music by Antonius Nazareth.
And special thanks to Mallory Blick and Fred. As a special bonus, we found a separate tape in the file that we thought we'd share with you. This is of Henry himself playing piano. It's his favorite piece, the one we mentioned before, Chopin's C minor Nocturne.